Hey everyone, Chris Stoltz coming at you once again from the Muppet Stuff Museum, and today I have a whole bunch of newly released items to show you. Our first item is this official Captain Impressive action figure put out by NECA. Of course, it's actually just Earl Sinclair dressed as Captain Impressive from a very specific and deep-cutted episode of Dinosaurs. And even though this is just a variant figure, they did a really great job on the costumes because if you can't tell, he's actually wearing a fabric suit. So here we see Earl wearing his Captain Impressive outfit with the Captain Impressive logo on the front, of course with the corporate tag that says a division of the We Say So Corporation. It comes with a copy of the Captain Impressive Trachea Plug comic for ages 12 and older, and a non-masked version of Earl's head as well. And once again, I'm impressed with the way NECA has packaged these figures. With the regular dinosaur figures, the boxes look like they're kind of carved in stone. And again, they are released by the We Say So company, so it has great branding to it. And this looks just like it might have been actually put on a store shelf in the show. It's really nicely done with only the NECA branding at the bottom. So it really gives an authentic feel to the figure that it's kind of in the world of the show. And this Earl as Captain Impressive action figure was released through NECA's 2024 summer exclusives and was a limited edition of only like 500 pieces or something. So let's just say I was very impressed that I got one, because otherwise you could only get these through the DSN or the Dino Shopping Network, which of course is also a division of the We Say So company. Man, I wonder why they own everything. Because we say so! As seen on the Captain Impressive Action Fun Hour. And while the sides and the back have pictures of the action figure, on the front is this great illustration of Captain Impressive in full-on flying mode. So kudos to the team at NECA for their work on this figure. Hot Topic has a whole line of Kermit-themed items, including this Kermit with a banjo hair clip and small Kermit plush. Neither of which was available in their store. You had to order these online, and I was especially skeptical of the plush because I figured it would just be another Kermit plush that you could get anywhere. I wasn't quite sure what to expect with this plush, but it is definitely a different mold, definitely a different sculpt, whatever you want to call it, and a different size even than other Kermit plush that I've seen. And as for this Kermit hair clip, I could not find these in stores. They do sell other licensed hair clips, but the Kermit one only was available online. So if you want to get your hair up in a bunch, you gotta go online and see if you can find it. The Kermit hair clip was produced by Neon Tuesday, while the mini Kermit beanbag plush was produced by Just Play. If you've ever seen any of Crazy Joe's videos, you know he wears glasses and that the glasses have different clip-on frames. Well, recently Crazy Joe got a new set of glasses and I guess a larger frame or something like that, so he couldn't use the other clip-on magnetic frames that he had before. So he said, I know who to give those to. I'm going to donate those to the Muppet Stuff Museum. So here we have a bag of Pear's collaboration with Sesame Street eyeglass frames. As you can see, there's a couple here, and they're all magnetized to go on your own glasses that will just clip on whenever you want it. So here we see Cookie Monster with a whole bunch of cookies, the Super Grover logo, Bert in the corner of the frames with a turquoise background, and Oscar's face on the corner of these on a green background. Again, these are magnetized so you can clip on any frame you want to your glasses using these two little magnets on the side right there. Really nice idea. I'm glad some company finally figured out magnetic technology to allow people to change up their frames at will without having to buy a whole new set of glasses every time, because that would make people really grouchy and not feeling all that super. So let me see here. Yes, I want to thank Crazy Joe once again for donating these Sesame Street Pear's eyewear accessories to the museum. And no, you can't wear them without eyeglasses because they just fall off your face. Madrid Skateboards recently came out with a whole line of Jim Henson inspired items, including a few inspired by Jim Henson's doodles, like this limited edition poster featuring the artwork they also used on their skateboards. As you can see, this poster is a triptych, and each one of these individual designs was used on the bottom of a skate deck. So first we see a man talking to a giant monster with a whole bunch of frackles or other monsters yakking in the background, some sort of like radio machine with something kind of swirling out and creating faces behind it, as well as another monster yelling and bursting through the frame with a whole bunch of other monsters chasing behind him. The few monster chefs at the top looking to have whoever doesn't run fast enough over for dinner. And I don't mean as a guest. And the Jim Henson signature at the bottom is a really nice touch. This poster was a limited run of only 50 produced, and this is number 31 of 50. Madrid also sent along a whole bunch of stickers with my order, including 2 of these Monster Coming At You stickers, with Madrid Skateboards going around the top and the Jim Henson signature logo at the bottom. Released in 2024 by Madrid Skateboards. A retro rest stop picked me up a few recently released items from Disney World, like this set of Disney Pride Collection pins featuring Stitch, Mickey, Minnie, Ursula, and Kermit on rainbow backdrops. Of course, I was only really interested in the Kermit pin, but the only way to get the Kermit pin was to get the entire set. And that's how Disney gets you. But I am proud to display these in my collection because I am a huge ally of the LGBTQ plus community. Hopefully some money from these goes to a real cause, not just Disney's coffers, because I would hope that it went to like GLAAD or something as well. But anyway, awesome to pick up this set of pins. When people first started finding this item at Disney parks, it created a sort of fan frenzy for people to find this because it's kind of hard to find in the parks and it's just so bizarre that fans just had to have it. Of course, I'm talking about the Muppet movie finale shirt. That's just bizarre. It's actually taken from a deleted scene from the Muppet movie finale, because if you look, you can't find this exact shot in the film, but it features Link Hogfrog, Kermit, Rolf, Fozzie, Gonzo, Statler. It's just a really interesting hodgepodge image. It repeats around the whole thing. So 1 minute you have Link Hogfrog, and then you have Gonzo on the sleeve. It's just an odd shirt, but man, it's just so wacky that it was definitely needed for the museum. And this is how it looks when you put it on. It's just like Muppets have thrown up on this shirt. I just become a Muppet. I mean, I'm already a Muppet anyway, but I mean, good God, you just get lost in this thing because all you see is these different colors. There's faces everywhere. It's definitely wild. It's definitely vibrant. So if these kind of crazy shirts are your style, be sure to head down to Disney World and check this out. See if you can find this thing because it is something else. Disney also released a mystery pin set as part of Epcot's 2024 International Food and Wine Festival. This set featured many Disney chefs, including this pin of the Swedish chef holding a block of cheese and a tomato. And because it was the only Muppet pin in the line and I only wanted 1 pin out of the entire set, instead of me asking Dave to buy me a bunch of blind boxes that I would kind of sift through and hope and pray and maybe get just the 1 pin I was after. So I decided to say, forget all that and just go right to eBay. And finally, and the reason why I'm wearing this shirt is because we have a bunch of newly released Fraggle Rock items, including this Fraggle Rock collection of small storybooks released for Little Tyke's Story Dream Machine, featuring the classic weekly reader Fraggle Rock books, Fraggle Countdown, Wimbley Fraggle's Big, Bigger, Biggest, and What's a Fraggle. What's interesting to note is that this is labeled as a Fraggle Rock collection, not a Fraggle Rock Back to the Rock collection. This is actually branded to the original series with the original books released in the 80s, which is something I thought I would never see released again, especially in viewer form. So you could put these into player and watch these stories unfold. Little Tikes also released 4 different Sesame Street themed sets as well. But so far, this set featuring Gobo is the only Fraggle Rock set in the line. And speaking of Little Tikes, here we have their first wave of Fraggle Rock Back to the Rock miniature plush, which of course feature Gobo, Red, Wimbley, and Moki. They're okay. I wouldn't say they're spectacular. Their eyes sort of like fall right into their noses, so they kind of have like this weird look. You really gotta like push their nose down to get their eyes right. I'm not super happy with the way some of these turned out. Again, some are better than others, but Gobo here, he's got like this weird thing going. I really do like the tail. I really like the material they used for the hair. The costume is right, but man, they really didn't get this eye placement. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. The eyes should have been a little higher up, but all right, Gobo looks okay. I think Red is probably the best one of the entire line. I really like her pigtails. Again, the fabric they use is really cool. Again, her nose kind of hides her eyes a little bit. You kind of need them like this a little more, but again, not too bad. Really nicely done. 2 years ago, if you said, oh, we're gonna get some new Fraggle Rock plush, I would have thought you were crazy, but glad to see they are making Fraggle plush, and this Red Fraggle is pretty nicely done. Here we have Wimbley. Again, probably the worst with the nose to eye issue, but if you put his nose down, you really get that look. It's a little bit better, but yeah, I don't quite know what's going on there. I should have been up there like that little boar. But anyway, again, nicely done with the fabric of the hair. I really love Wimbley's banana tree shirt. It's actually a separate piece that I guess in theory could come off, whereas Red and Gobo's I think are sewed on. But Wimbly's banana tree shirt, you could actually have another plush doll wear if you really wanted to give him Wimbly's attire. And last but not least, for the Fraggle Rock mini plush is new Moki. This is Fraggle Rock back to the rock Moki. I know all of us purists would like to have had original Moki even on the show and in merch, but it is what it is. Deal with it. She's got her dress on. She has some buttons, soda tabs, a key, and a couple other knickknacks on her necklace, but they are just printed on this, so it's kind of odd. I know it would have been hard to do, but it would have been nice if you had something else around her neck that kind of made them hang and jingle and jangle and just kind of had some movement to it, because otherwise it's just odd, just sort of stationary. That's my nitpick on that. But again, I love the fabric being used. Wish that they would have done something else with the dress, because the dress from her is just sewn onto her too. She can't move it around. The skirt part of it does lift up and have some life to it, but the rest of it is just sewn on, which is kind of odd. But all in all, they are all really well done, and I particularly like the store display that they come with, which features images of Gobo, Red, and Wimbly at the top, and Moki, Boober, and Uncle Traveling Matt at the bottom, which leads me to believe that the second wave of figures will include Boober and Uncle Traveling Matt, because why else would they be on this display like this? And I'm hoping they'll fit, because the plush are already kind of cramped as it is, but I'm hoping we can squeeze in Boober and Uncle Traveling Matt in there as well. One side of the box says Hip Hip Hooray with Boober, Moki, and Red. The other side says Let's Explore with Gobo, Wimbly, and Uncle Traveling Matt, while the back features the Fraggle Rock Back to the Rock logo, surrounded by Moki, Uncle Traveling Matt, Boober, Wimbly, Red playing maracas, and Gobo playing his guitar. But the Fraggles aren't the only characters Little Tikes released plush of, because they also released a 2-scale Sprocket plush that came in this gigantic box, which, as you can see, he barely fits in. He's just a really good likeness. He rivals the ones they released in the 80s, one by Pedigree and one by Tomy. And man, this is right up there in terms of size and quality. It looks just like Sprocket. I mean, you gotta kind of move some of the fur out of his eyes a little bit. There we go. Now you can kind of see him. Really, really well done. I love his little tongue sticking out. He's definitely in scale to the Fraggles. I mean, here you see Gobo and here is Sprocket. I mean, it's definitely a 2-scale representation. Gotta go take care of that. All right, Gobo is safe. He went back in his Fraggle hole. We're just gonna talk here about Sprocket for a little bit more. I love the flappy ears. These are available online. I'm not sure if they've been released into stores yet. I got this directly from Little Tikes. It wasn't cheap, I'll tell you that. Much more expensive than the Fraggles. Sprocket is as much as all the Fraggles combined, and maybe even a little bit more. So just be aware of that. But I would say totally worth it. All right, down boy, down, heel, down. That's a good boy, Sprocket. And that's gonna do it for this look at some recently released items. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Please leave a comment down below and let me know what your favorite item from this video was. Please be sure to follow us on all our social media channels, and I'll see you next time from the Muppet Stuff Museum. I just become a Muppet. I mean, I'm already a Muppet anyway.